In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how to introduce your dogs to your chickens. And stay tuned till the end because we're going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to do it. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. So, have you ever tried to introduce dogs to your chickens, or are you planning to do so? The idea of canines and chickens getting along with each other may sound counterintuitive for a reason. Dogs, cousins, and chickens have a predator-prey relationship in the wild, and some dogs retain their hunting instinct to this day. So if you're having second thoughts, that's okay. I would too. In fact, my dad's dog actually has had a chicken in its mouth and had it pinned up against its run. So that was pretty hectic because I had to pull her off in the nick of time before it was over. So I understand if you're having second thoughts too, but it is possible to establish a good relationship between them because my dog just ignores them. I could leave my dog out all day and she won't pay them any mind. And that's what we're going to discuss. But first, let's answer the question, why do dogs chase chickens? Again, pet dogs are carnivores, and the instinct they were bred for remains in their inner self despite hundreds of breed selections. Most dogs were bred to hunt and chase prey like mini terriers, greyhounds, and huskies. But not all dogs who chase after livestock like chickens wants to kill them. Sometimes they want to play and have fun. It may seem harmless, however, this act can wreak havoc and make chickens almost break their neck or cause a heart attack. Imagine the trauma of being chased by a predator more prominent than you. That would be pretty freaking nerve-wracking. Well, that's what a chicken feels like. So the stress that it might cause can even alter a chicken egg's laying routine. Before we get into this step-by-step process, let's talk about some things to consider before you introduce dogs to your chickens. The first thing you need to consider is both animals' space needs. Dogs and chickens both need a personal space where they will feel safe and secure. It's crucial to consider this before introducing them to each other. Considering the dog's size and activity level can help decide how much space to offer him. On the other hand, chickens typically require a coop with 4 square feet of space per chicken in an 8 square foot run. The dog should not be permitted to enter this area, so you need to fence it to separate them. They're likely to learn to share a space if they grow comfortable with each other. However, they still need a room for some privacy. For example, the dog may need to be kept out of the run and given space. You can either place him within the home or in his doghouse in a separate yard area. The second thing you need to consider for both actually is the breed. For dogs, I've already touched on it before, but it plays a role in the interaction with livestock. It means every chicken and dog breed also has a different temperament and behavior. Some chickens are more docile, curious, and not skittish, and they are the ones who are more likely to get along with dogs. And now I'm going to go through some both chicken and dog breeds that can be good friends. So let's go through the chicken breeds who can be good friends with dogs. The first one is the silky. Unlike other hard feather breeds, this small bantam has gorgeous, silky, fluffy feathers. It's smaller than standard chicken size and is typically calm and friendly. The second one is the Sussex. Kind of curious and docile, but confident and friendly. They're easy to handle and love foraging. Since they're generally non-aggressive, they can make good friends with their furry siblings. The third one are Buckeyes. Similar to the previous breeds mentioned, Buckeyes are docile, friendly, and calm. It's a gentle chicken who will not bully others. They appear unafraid of humans, unlike many other breeds. They also have the habit of greeting you by clustering around your legs. Fourth option is an AUSTRALORP. They're a fantastic addition to any flock. They're an excellent bird for newbies because they don't need much special care and they're easy to deal with. And the last one are Easter eggers. These are sweet, quiet, and curious birds that are friendly with animals and even children. They love getting treats and are a good choice for any family flock. Now let's get into some dog breeds that are generally more friendly towards chickens. The first one is Collies. The Regal Collie is one of the world's most recognizable and beloved dog breeds. The full-coated rough pup is the most common, but there's a sleek, smooth Collie variation too. This breed is family-friendly and is easy to train. Since they get along with children well, they're more likely to socialize with other livestock like chickens. The second option, believe it or not, is the Commodore. It's a massive Hungarian flock guardian wrapped with profuse white cords from head to tail, making it one of the most distinctive Hungarian breeds in the world. Calm's independent and protective nature necessitates an experienced trainer. However, this breed is highly affectionate to humans and generally trainable. The third option is the Great Pyrenees. These large, white, thickly coated, and powerful working dogs were developed to keep wolves and other predators away from sheep on icy mountaintops. The fourth breed is the Anatolian Shepherd. It's an ancient lineage of rugged, formidable flock guardians. These strong avengers are reversed as outstanding working guard dogs. They're protective and territorial, but also clever, patient, and very loyal. Now, here's some breeds you actually want to stay away from, because these can typically be more aggressive towards feathery animals. Now, again, all this stuff is just generalities. So these are general characteristics. So there are some people that might disagree with some of the chicken breeds or the dog breeds. Some people are probably going to disagree with some of the dog breeds that I'll go through, but I just want to make that caveat first. So the first one on the list that you want to avoid having with chickens is Huskies. Siberian Huskies are innately friendly and affectionate with a beautiful almond-shaped eye and unique coat color and pattern. However, they're mischievous and they're energetic, and they can't help chasing small animals and feathery siblings. The second one on the list is the Greyhound. The world's fastest dog is a gentle, noble, and sweet-tempered companion with a strong will and independent spirit. But the downside is it takes time to train them, even if they're adaptable to the environment, because most of them have a very high prey drive. They love chasing rabbits and animals that move strangely, like chickens. The third one is Weimaraners. Hunters and pet owners love this sleek and speedy gray ghost for its friendliness, obedience, and beauty. However, chicken friendliness is not part of their breed standard. Most of them will do anything to check out chicken coops, and their jaws are big and strong enough to shred chicken wires. So putting them in the yard together may not be a great idea. And the last one on the list to avoid are Jack Russell Terriers. They're charming and affectionate, but hyperactive, independent, and clever little puppies with high prey drive. Chasing chickens seems like to be part of their innate characteristics, so this breed requires a lot of exercise as well as rigorous, persistent training. Otherwise, they may exhibit undesirable traits, which explains why it's not ideal for first-time dog owners either. It's worth noting that not all shepherd dogs are kind to chickens, just like not all terriers are hostile. It still depends on your Fido's temperament. So the rule of thumb is to closely monitor both of them and keep each livestock protected by giving them private spaces. Now, the next thing to consider is the health and age of both the chickens and the dogs when introducing each other. You need to ensure that the pets being introduced are healthy before the introduction by keeping their vaccinations up to date. It would also help if you keep an eye on their behavioral cues and visit the vet for an examination if necessary. Sick animals may feel vulnerable and defensive, and it can affect the interaction negatively. They may also pass illnesses to one another. Unless chickens are too young or your dog is too old, age is usually not a problem. You may introduce the chicks into a dog safely if they're at least a few weeks old. That is because in their first few weeks of life, chicks have particular heat requirements. Besides, they're vulnerable at that age. So it would help if you didn't take the chicks outside until they're 7 to 8 weeks old. It's better to wait until they're able to be outside before introducing them to your dog. Now, when it comes to dogs, you could pretty much introduce your dog to chickens at any age that the dog is at. But it's better to introduce a puppy rather than an older dog in the long run. Now, you may think that's not the best idea, but I'll explain why. Well, puppies are adaptable, and those who grow up with chickens are more likely to be at ease with them. Now, it doesn't mean that old dogs can't socialize with chickens. And with the right preparation and proper training, you can help them get along with each other. Let's talk about how to prepare before you introduce dogs to chickens. The first thing you want to do is establish the master-dog relationship. Since dogs have an innate hunting instinct, it takes a lot of training and practice to help them ignore it and listen to human commands. That's why building up your relationship with your dog is essential. Teaching your dog a couple of basic commands such as sit, stay, and stop can help when establishing a relationship between dogs and chickens. Obedience training can also help your dog trust you and respect you, acknowledging that you are the pack leader and provider. Aside from that, it can bring joy to your family as they'll be easier to handle, which in turn makes your dog more confident, trusting, and calm, qualities necessary for building good relationships with the chickens in the backyard. Second thing you want to do is make your dog happy and well exercised. If dogs are happy, weary, and well fed, they will be able to overcome their inclinations more when meeting chickens. So don't forget to feed the dogs before meeting and take them on a long walk or any form of exercise to wear them out. That way they'll be calm and gentle during their first encounter. All right, now let's talk about how to prepare the chickens before you introduce them to the dogs. Just like dogs, chicks need to build trust with their owners before meeting a stranger. It can happen naturally when the owner feeds them food, water, and other treats and handle them with care. Chicks will become accustomed to it in the long run, and they will associate humans with food and security. And consequently, they'll be much calmer when they meet their canine friends if their favorite humans are by their side. All right, now the part you've been waiting for. We're gonna walk through this step by step, how we would recommend you would introduce your dogs to your chickens. But before I get into that, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, subscribe to our website, thehappychickencoop.com. If you subscribe using the link in the description, you'll receive a free ebook on the 10 best egg-laying chicken breeds. All right, step 1, meeting at a distance. You want to make sure to take it easy by letting them interact from a distance during both the chicken and the dog's first meeting. For example, you may put your dog on a leash and let the chickens out into the run. Let them see and smell each other until they become familiar and recognize each other's presence. Step number 2, the real dog and chicken interaction. The next time they meet, it'd be better if you let them directly interact with each other in a yard area they can share and feel comfortable at. Keep your dog on a leash and your chicken in your hands if it's comfortable being held. It would help if you petted them, speak to them in a soothing tone to show them that you care. Giving them snacks can also make them feel at ease and happy. It's crucial to start with one dog and one chicken at a time. Don't get ahead of yourself. Introducing too many animals at once will overwhelm them and cause discomfort, and it could cause chaos. I personally can attest to that. If there are 5 hens and 1 dog, the chickens can be rotated or introduced on various days. This way you can avoid making your pup feel overwhelmed. Now on to step 3, adding more animals into the interactions. You can now gradually increase the number of animals interacting in the next few meetings. However, you have to keep an eye on the interaction and behavior towards each other while keeping them loosely restrained. Step number 4, unleashing the dog to interact freely. The behavior observed in the animals' interactions will primarily dictate when this stage happens and how it will happen. You can remove restraints, and animals can interact freely if all animals have been amiable and have acclimated well to one another. If they haven't gotten along yet, keep the number of animals interacting at a time to a minimum. You also need to keep the encounter short and have a tight grip on the animals, specifically the dog. Now, step number 5, letting them enjoy each other's company. Just like the previous step, this phase will depend on the dog and chicken's behavior. If everything has gone well so far, the animals may be permitted to contact for brief periods without supervision. This should only be done if you are very confident they will not hurt one another. Now, let's talk about what to do if your dog kills a chicken. If you catch your dog killing your chicken, you might feel shocked, enraged, or heartbroken. But here's the thing you should remember. Punishing him or her will do no good whatsoever. They won't understand what the punishment was for, nor realize what they're meant to do. So what should you do if your beloved dog does have the drive to hunt and kill their feathery siblings? Well, the first step you can do is to separate your dog from the chickens. You can either put him in a run or a kennel or leash him and make sure he's away from the chickens. However, you need to make sure your dog gets plenty of exercise to keep them stimulated. Asking assistance and guidance from trainers and behaviorists can also help to rein in their hunting instinct. They can also provide advice on how to help dogs socialize with chickens and other livestock. If the chicken was not yours, you need to fence your yard containing your dog on your property. Doing so can help prevent complicated situations and avoid potential legal issues and financial consequences. And my last tip for you to introduce your dogs and your chickens successfully: you need to take it slow, seriously, especially because things can get out of control. And you need to make sure to separate them if things do get out of control. Animals trust their humans and will follow their lead on what appears to be safe or not. So if you pretend as if everything is fine in front of them, they'll feel comfortable even if you're meticulously preparing everything behind the scenes. If you find this video helpful, please check out this one over here. That's going to do it for us at the Happy Chicken Coop. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. With that, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.